Hi, guys. Have you ever noticed how, when something feels wrong with the body, your mind immediately jumps to the worst possible scenario before any real diagnosis and before any real information? Fear takes over, and your decisions are no longer rational. That's why some people avoid doctors for years, and some people rush into treatment without properly exploring their options. Neither comes from clarity. So, in this video, I'm going to show you how subconscious fear sabotages our health decisions and what can be done to return to calm reality and responsibility. So, if you have ever felt anxiety, confusion, mind fog, when making health decisions, watch this video. And at the end of it, I will share with you the most effective method, the method that I personally use to deal with these issues and to make balanced and clear health decisions. So, our physical condition is deeply influenced by our state of mind. So we make our medical decisions based on how we perceive the reality. And we're actually, very often, we inaccurately perceive our body and we misunderstand what is actually happening. And sometimes our emotions take over and we make medical decisions based on fear or avoidance, and such medical decisions very rarely lead to improvement. So, how can we make better health decisions? To answer this question, first, we have to understand why our mind has such power over the body. Most of human history, serious illness often meant pain, helplessness, and death. And, you know, quality medical care didn't exist, and the treatment was very often traumatic and ineffective. And in general, lifespan was short. And, our subconscious, our nervous system, is adapted to survive in that reality. Although now everything is very different. Yes, because now we have very advanced medicine, we have diagnostics, we have very well educated doctors, but our subconscious still reacts to any illness as if danger is imminent, and this inherited fear distorts the way we perceive symptoms, the way we interpret our bodily signals, and of course, the way we make decisions about our health. And before I move on to some client stories, let me briefly introduce myself. My name is Olga, and I have been working with the subconscious, my own and my clients, for over 15 years. And on this channel, I talk about how inner patterns influence our lives and how working with them can help us navigate life and health issues more consciously, more effectively, how it can restore balance and calm and give us more energy and improve our general well being. And at the end of this video, I will share with you a method that I personally use in my work. And I think that this method at the moment is the most effective tool of working with the subconscious. Okay, so now let's move on to my clients' stories. One of my clients had a severe and potentially life threatening illness. And, he was undergoing treatment, medical treatment, and, but emotionally, he had already given up. So, in reality, nothing was decided yet, but he had already said goodbye to life. And that's why when he came to my sessions, we worked with his despair. And, so gradually he started coming back to life. He started seeing future again and he regained motivation. And later he recovered, and he physically recovered, of course, thanks to properly chosen medical treatment. But what is interesting, emotionally he recovered before he even knew that diagnosis was no longer there. So, even before he actually knew that the diagnosis was no longer there, he started seeing his future again, moving forward, making plans, and that's why he didn't lose time. He didn't remain stuck in this sick identity person. So it's a happy story, and it shows that it's very important not only to survive physically, but also not to die psychologically in the process of treatment. Another client felt severe physical pain, but instead of seeing a doctor, she decided to go to a therapist, to go into therapy, because she was absolutely sure that this pain was pure psychosomatics and that the reason for it was some unresolved issue she had with her mother. But unfortunately, her physical condition didn't improve, and that's why she decided to try a session with me. And when she came to a session, she was crying from pain. She couldn't even sit and she couldn't stand. She just lay on her bed. And during the session, we saw her subconscious patterns. And these patterns were to ignore herself, to totally ignore her bodily signals, basically to misinterpret everything that was going on with her body. And after the session, she regained clarity and she went to hospital immediately. And the doctors discovered her, her very serious spinal problem. And, so she had to undergo treatment immediately. This story has a happy ending. So, her back is okay. She doesn't feel any pain anymore. But you see, in my opinion, this story shows that sometimes the illusions that we build around our physical condition are far more dangerous than the condition itself. So that's why it's so important to work with your subconscious, to work with your subconscious fear, because we really need clarity to deal with our health issues. Before we move forward, let me say this. So, if while watching this video you recognize your own reactions to health issues, for example, anxiety or fear or the urge to either avoid or rush decisions, stay with me until the end, because at the end of the video, I will share with you the exact approach that I use in my work to help myself and my clients to move out of fear into the calm and balanced state where good health decisions can be made. So the approach that I use is not a talk therapy, and of course, it doesn't replace medical care. But for many people, it becomes this missing link between medical information and clear personal choice. And another client was preparing for a surgery, and so when she came to a session, she was sure that it was a very good decision, and she wanted to work with the fear that she felt. And you know what happened? So after we moved out of this fear, suddenly my client realized that actually she handed over the responsibility to the first doctor she encountered. She suddenly understood that she didn't properly explore all the options that she had, and she wanted to hear the second and the third opinion. And, so in a very short time, she found a far more experienced doctor who resolved her medical issue without an operation. And not only did he do that, but also he really helped her improve her general health. And now she lives a totally different life. And, so when we moved out of fear, it helped her make the best choice. And of course, also, I want to share my personal story because, some time ago, I had some thyroid issues. And when I found out about this, I felt intense fear. And of course, I wanted to escape this feeling as quickly as possible. And I had this huge urge to rush into treatment prescribed by the first doctor I saw. But I decided to first do a session using the method that I practice, to do a session for myself. And, so this fear disappeared after the session, and I decided to explore my options. And so I consulted over 12 different specialists and found the approach that suited me best. So in my personal case, it was phytotherapy. It's not a medical recommendation. I don't think that it works for everyone, but it worked for me because my lab results very quickly came back to normal. I feel very well now. And so I saw that fear makes us rush. And, rush decisions are rarely good decisions. And that's why before making any medical decisions, we have to go back to clarity. And I believe that the approach that I use is the best way to return to this clarity. And now I would like to say a couple of words about the methods that I use. It's called GSR, and it's a relatively new method. It was created sort of 10 years ago, and now it's becoming more and more popular all over the world. And, of course, GSR sessions don't work with the body directly, they work with your mind. But I have seen again and again how they stop people from harming their health by making wrong choices and making rush decisions. So, GSR sessions are done online, and it's not a talk therapy, because during the sessions I work directly with your subconscious energies and with your subconscious patterns. This method is very gentle and painless, and release is very deep. So, don't be afraid to try it, because GSR sessions are very effective, but also they are very pleasant, because after the session, you will feel so good. You will feel so energized. You will feel so balanced, So, this feeling after a GSR session, in my opinion, it's the best feeling in the world. GSR sessions can help people reduce panic and despair, restore contact with the body, distinguish reality from fear based fantasies, stop making decisions driven by fear, take responsibility instead of avoiding it, and live through difficult health challenges without psychological collapse. Okay, guys, and at the end of this video, I wanted to say please be healthy, and please love your body, because, your body is probably the most important thing in your life, actually, so, and also please remember that, illness is very often only a part of a problem, because the second part of a problem is the fear that we bring into the process. And it is so nice to stop living out of inherited fear. It's so nice to feel balanced, to feel this, clarity, and to make very conscious and nice decisions. So, please remember that sometimes GSR session is the best gift for your body and for yourself. So, it might be one of the best decisions to make in your life. So, please come to GSR sessions. And if this video helped you look at your health situation with more clarity, you can find all the details about working with me in the description below. I work individually, and the sessions are done online. And if you're interested in how subconscious patterns influence health, decisions, and everyday life, consider subscribing to this channel. So, here I share practical insights without fear, pressure, or exaggeration. If this video resonated with you, feel free to leave a comment. Even a single word is enough.